Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everybody. Xxiou from Xxiou Games YouTube channel here with you once again. And today we are talking about the Space Anomaly. So watch this one till the end so you don't miss anything. There is a lot to this. There's a lot that the Space Anomaly does within the game, and you will be coming here throughout the game. So the first thing is, how do you get to the Space Anomaly? And that's just something, just follow along with the tutorial of the game, and within the first couple hours, you will get to this point. You're not going to use everything in here on your first visit, but we're going to go through everything just so you know what it is. So the first thing you're probably going to notice is this big square thing, right? The Nexus. Now, what this thing does is this gives missions, and these missions change every day. And on the weekend, starting on Fridays, continuing through Sunday, there's a weekend mission that awards something like 1,200 or 1,400 Quicksilver. Now, Quicksilver is a different type of currency in the game, and it can only be used over at this Quicksilver shop right here. So you can get a lot of really cool things in that Quicksilver shop. But in order to get stuff there, you need to earn Quicksilver, and the only way to earn Quicksilver is to run these Quicksilver missions. And I believe you can run up to 3 per day, and then, you know, the weekend ones give you a bit more. Now let's go over to, Canface here. Now he's the Quicksilver merchant. So first let's look at what we can get from Quicksilver. So Universal Community Research Progress. You see how this is in tiers? Sometimes it's in 3 tiers, sometimes it's in 4, sometimes it's even been in 5. And for each tier, a new Quicksilver prize will open. And it's based off how much the community as a whole is doing those Quicksilver missions on how quick this is going to open and unlock the next thing you can buy. But that's not the only function this guy has. This guy also is where you collect your expedition rewards. So for some of you, you may have not done an expedition yet, but for those of you who have, this is where you come and you can collect your rewards that you earn during your expedition. And what's cool about this, guys, is you can collect these on any save that you have. So if you start a new game, you can just immediately, get a good frigate. If you've done Expedition 1, you can start with an S-class ship. Another feature of this guy is the Twitch drops. So if you took advantage of the Twitch rewards, this is where you can claim all those. Now, these were all things that were Twitch drops. These were all given away just by watching Twitch streams. Thank you, Jason Plays, Survival Bob, Beeble Bum, everybody else who streamed on Twitch, and Silver, everybody. But these also are claimable on any new save or old save that you have. Expedition rewards, guys, you don't want to miss any expeditions or Twitch drops, because it's always good to have these things for when you start a new game. All right, so now if we come up here to this side, on the left, we're going to find 2 NPCs. Now, they don't do a whole heck of a lot, but they will come into play in the game, and you will need to speak to them. But that's about it. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's kind of part of the story. Now, Woodface over here has a couple interesting features. In the beginning, he may ask you to do some stuff, give you a couple missions. But later, he just asks you to either give him minerals or like fauna or flora that you scanned. And when you do, he gives you nanites. So I haven't visited him in a while, so 1,800 nanites. As you're playing through the game, you're going to be coming up here a lot, and you're going to visit this guy too every time you come. Big Brain here. Now, he wants your milestones. So every time you get a new milestone, you can transmit that to him. He'll give you a bit of nanites. You can also exchange materials with him, and he'll give you something for it. So, like, I have a Gravitino ball. If I give that to him, he gives me 8 nanites. So yeah, he'll give you a different bit of nanites for whatever you give him. Usually it's a bad trade. And his other function, you can purchase some rubbish upgrades from him. I wouldn't really suggest any of them. They're not that good. Okay, so big boy over here, Cronus. Now, this guy's a bit of a jerk. But what he does is, if you didn't know, there is a whole cooking system in No Man's Sky, and it's actually very in-depth with many different recipes and different types of food you can create. So aside from eating those foods, which give you buffs and things like that, you can present them to Cronus here, and if he likes them, he'll give you a bit of nanites. This is the egg sequencer, and this is a lot of fun, guys. So if you put a pet egg in here, and then you put different items in here which do different things. Now there's guides you can find online that'll tell you what to put in to do whatever. Like for an example, I'll just tell you that usually gold will make the animal bigger. The dye injector is going to change its color. This is going to change his personality, but the gene splitter, you gotta be careful with that one because that can totally change the look of your pet. So be careful with this one before you mess around with this. But this is a good bit of fun, especially if you want to make a special color pet, or you get a big Diplo and you want to shrink it down, or get a small animal and make it big. You can do all that. So a lot of fun here. This is an appearance modifier. This is where you can change your look. Now, these are not only in the Space Anomaly, but they are in all space stations, and you can also build them at your base. In the beginning of the game, you are going to be coming up to these two guys a lot. Now, these are two very important guys in the No Man's Sky universe. Nada and Polo over here. And, they do various different things. They're gonna help you push along quests or missions you're on. You're gonna have to visit them and tell them new information you got, which is gonna kind of kick off the next part. But they have some other functions too, like Nada here. Aside from helping out with the main story of the game, you can get black hole coordinates for him if you need to find a black hole for whatever reason, but also Atlas Station coordinates. So one of the big main story missions of the game is called the Atlas Path. And in that mission, you're going to be talking to him a lot. So these guys are basically mission givers, I would call them. So you will be talking to them a lot. Now this big room in the back, this is probably where you'll be coming the most for the early game, because this is where you get all your upgrades. So this guy is your starship upgrades. But guys, what you need to understand about these upgrades, once you buy these, you have them forever on this save. So if you uninstall them, you can reinstall them. So for example, if I already own all the hyperdrive upgrades, when I get a new ship, I don't have to come here and get them again. I can just immediately install them. So all this tech, and here's a lot more building pieces. And again, I would say with the building pieces, just unlock whatever interests you first. There's no really right or wrong way to do that with the building pieces. At your exosuit guy, and again, this works like the starship upgrades. All this stuff, once you unlock it, you have it forever. So if it breaks, you can reinstall it. Now we got the multi-tool guy, and again, just like the other stuff, if it breaks, you can reinstall it. So, you're going to want to get all that stuff. This one, these are different blueprints for different things you're going to need throughout the game. Now, these used to be a little bit harder to find, but they put this terminal in the Space Anomaly, which made it a lot easier. So, all this stuff here is high-end craftables. These are things, they don't really have a use in the game other than selling them. But if you like crafting, you might want to get into stuff like this and learn these blueprints so you can start crafting things like stasis devices, which sell for a lot of units. But there's other useful things in here. You definitely need the warp cells. You're going to want these Atlas passes, ion batteries, very, very useful. But yeah, so that's what that one does. And then we got the Exocraft guy here. Now, this is something I wouldn't rush to do. This is something you can wait on. The Exocrafts themselves, even though they've been buffed up a little bit with the latest update, they're still not, I wouldn't say you need them for anything. They're fun to have, but you don't need them for any specific part of the game. Okay, if we go over here, we come to a big portal and this guy. Now you will have to interact with this guy from time to time too, because all these NPCs in the Space Anomaly, guys, will be used for some sort of mission at some point. So this portal here is a little different from the portals in the space station, because this portal allows you to visit featured bases. Now, these are featured by Hello Games for the community. Now, you know, Lizardface here, he doesn't really have much to do most of the time, but every once in a while there'll be a mission that involves him and you'll need to speak to him or something. Same thing, I think, with Ariadne over here. And the last thing I didn't even tell you guys about, because I have networking off, is the Space Anomaly is usually filled with people, because this is one thing everybody can access. Okay, so you see, now that I have networking back on, now there's people everywhere. So when you do these missions, you can actually group up with people if you want. See, so if I like, let's say I wanted to do this one. If I initialize this, see how that guy just joined? So random people will join you. And if you don't want that, just turn off multiplayer and you could do these alone. They're not group missions. I mean, you can definitely do them with your friends, but they can all be done solo, so you don't need a group. But the Space Anomaly is a place you can come. You can check out different ships, different players. A lot of times players gift each other things in the Space Anomaly. Like, you might just find something gets passed to you that's very valuable. That happens a lot. Sometimes you see people just sitting out in front of here because they're waiting on those giveaways. But yeah, you can make friends here and find people to play with. But yeah, guys, that's about it for the Space Anomaly. If I forgot anything, which is totally possible, please leave it in a comment below. But Space Anomaly, very cool. Early game, you're going to be coming here a lot. And even in the later game, you'll be coming here from time to time as well. Just not as much as you will in the early game. But in the early game, you're going to be coming here quite a bit, especially when you're working through those missions and things like that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching that. I hope that helps somebody out there. Once again, my name is Xxiou from Xxiou Games YouTube channel. Just don't forget to subscribe for more No Man's Sky and other gaming content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.